She texted me at 9:14 p.m. I'm just staying late at work. No emoji, no warmth. Just the kind of message someone sends when they hope you won't ask questions. I stared at it for a long time, not because I believed her, but because I didn't. My thumb hovered over the screen, but I didn't reply. Silence has a way of making liars comfortable. It softens their guard. It convinces them you're exactly as blind as they need you to be. Outside, the house felt too still, like the walls were holding their breath with me. She never stayed late, not once in 7 years. And yet here I was, staring at those 8 words, feeling the ground shift beneath me, the way it does right before something breaks. I didn't panic, I didn't pace, I didn't even blink much. I just opened our shared photo cloud, and there it was, her last synced photo, a live photo, just 3 seconds long. Her hair curled the way she wears it when she wants attention, neon lights reflecting off a glossy hotel bar counter, and a man's hand, broad, familiar, resting on her waist like it had been there for a while. My vision tunneled, my pulse slowed. Something inside me went quiet, like a switch was flipped. Not shock, not heartbreak, just confirmation. The kind that feels like slipping into cold water. You inhale sharply, then everything becomes very, very clear. I saved the live photo, and then I airdropped it to her. No text, no explanation. Just the truth she didn't realize she had handed me herself. Within seconds, her phone lit up on my screen, 14 messages exploding one after another. Wait, it's not what it looks like. Please don't jump to conclusions. Can we talk? Please don't leave. I didn't read the rest. I didn't need to. The truth was already taking shape like a shadow that had been behind me for months. I just finally turned around to face it. I should have noticed sooner. The new perfume that she claimed was a gift from a coworker. The sudden gym sessions despite hating exercise. The way she hid her phone screen with her hand, not obviously, but just enough that my peripheral vision caught it. I convinced myself I was overthinking, that I was paranoid. But lies have fingerprints, and hers were everywhere. The night she left her charger at work, I checked the call log. No caller ID repeated like a pattern only the blind could miss. When she said she needed space, I checked her location history. The PIN didn't lie. A hotel, not her office, never her office. So I played along, calm, detached, predictable. The perfect husband she could deceive without effort. Every smile I gave her was calculated. Every nod was rehearsed. Inside, I was dissecting everything, quietly, methodically, waiting for proof that would be impossible to deny. And tonight, she handed me exactly that. The moment she walked through the front door, she already looked defeated. Mascara smudged, hair undone, hands trembling. She didn't even take off her coat. "I can explain," she whispered. I didn't invite her closer. I didn't offer softness. I just played the live photo on my phone. The sound of the bar, her laugh, that man's hand gripping her hip like she belonged to him. Her eyes filled with panic. Mine stayed empty. "Who is he?" I asked, my voice flat, barely a vibration in the air. She crumbled instantly. Words poured out, desperate, tangled, half-truths fighting to sound believable. She talked about a mistake, about being confused, about feeling neglected, about needing affection. Excuses, none of them original. I watched her fall apart without reacting, without blinking, without offering her the comfort she was begging for. Eventually she sank to the floor, sobbing, reaching out for me like touch could rebuild a foundation she'd already burned to ash. I stepped back. Her hand hung in the air, shaking. That was the moment she finally understood. I wasn't angry. I was done. I walked to the closet, pulled out the small duffel I'd packed 2 weeks earlier, before I even had proof, when I still hoped I was wrong. Her breath hitched. You planned this?" she whispered. I zipped the bag smoothly. "No," I said. "You did." Her sobbing grew louder, more desperate. Promises, bargains, pleas. She crawled toward me like someone drowning, reaching for anything to pull herself up with. But I had nothing left to give her. I set the house key on the table next to her wedding ring, the one she took off before she entered that bar. She froze. Her eyes widened. The truth hit her harder than any confrontation ever could. I checked everything. The silence afterward felt heavier than her betrayal. She wanted a fight, a meltdown, a screaming match, something she could twist into mutual blame. But I never raised my voice. I never argued. I never gave her chaos. Just consequences. Cold, precise, final. When I walked out the door, she followed me to the porch, begging, barefoot on the concrete, rain soaking through her clothes. She kept saying she made one mistake. But the thing about mistakes is simple. Accidents don't require planning. Affairs do. I reached the gate before she tried one last time, her voice cracking apart. "Please, tell me what you're thinking." I turned just enough for her to see my eyes. "I'm thinking," I said quietly, "that you taught me exactly who I'll never be again." I left her there, shaking, crying, unraveling in the same darkness she created. No rage, no regret, just clarity. And the clean, cold relief of finally letting the truth speak louder than her lies.